Hey y'all, and welcome to the first Whip It Up Wednesday on my new YouTube channel called Dip It Like It's Hot. If you can't already guess by the name, this YouTube channel is going to be all about delicious, simple, fun, easy dips that you can bring to any family event, gathering, wherever you want to take some dip to. So today, the first dip that I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make is a classic one. It'll only take like 5 to 10 minutes, and that dip is sour cream and onion. Obviously, this is a dip that can go with just about anything, not just chips. You can do crackers, you can do vegetables, whatever you want to dip in it. You can choose whatever. So the ingredients you need are pretty much obvious. First, the main ingredient, sour cream. I like this brand, but you can use whatever brand you want. You can even use the low-fat one if you choose to. Whatever you love to eat, it'll work. Next, you're gonna need some dill weed. Whatever brand dill weed you use works fine. Garlic powder. Next obvious one, onion powder. With the onion powder, I have seen people put in dried minced onion. It kind of gives it that crunchy flavor. If you don't want a crunchy flavor and want to keep it smooth all the way around, you are more than welcome to just use the onion powder. Next, you need parsley flakes. Seasoning salt. If you don't have seasoning salt, you're more than welcome to use regular salt or whatever salt you have in your pantry will work just fine. And then finally, this is just something I'm adding because I like spicy food, and that's a pinch of cayenne pepper. This is also an ingredient you can leave out if you choose to. It doesn't matter. Whatever floats your boat, it makes a good dip for you and your family. So let's get started. So the first ingredient you need, I don't know if you'll be able to see my bowl, but it's the sour cream. So you're gonna do 2 cups of sour cream. And I don't know where my cup measuring is, so I got a half a cup here. So I'm gonna do a couple of these. Go ahead and get this going. Obviously, you gotta stir up sour cream when you open it. Probably will talk to myself a lot during this, so forgive me for that. Alright, so there's 1 cup. And now for the second one. It looks like this container of sour cream is actually going to be perfectly 2 cups. If it is, I'll tell you what the size of the container is. Yeah, this is actually 2 cups. And if it says 2 cups on the container, I'm gonna be super mad for sitting here measuring this out. But we'll see in just a second. Yep, exactly 2 cups. All right. Scrape that all in there. I have it. All right, put that in the sink. And let's see here. Just want to make sure it did say 2 cups on the container. No, it didn't. But just for your information, it is a 16-ounce container. So for all you out there, 16 ounces is exactly the 2 cups that you need. So yeah, no, that was obvious. I'm sorry, I'm a little slow sometimes. All right, so that container's gone. So what's next is the dill weed. And for the dill weed, we are doing 2 teaspoons. So we're gonna get some in there. Oop. All right, so some dumped out while I was trying to pour this in there. So I'm not going to do the second 2 teaspoons because dill weed is a strong flavor, so I don't want to do the second one and then it'd be extra strong. We'll just call that 2 teaspoons. But like I said, 2 teaspoons of the dill weed. So if yours doesn't dump out like mine just did, then make sure to measure for the second one. Next, we're doing 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. I am a huge fan of garlic powder. I put it in just about anything and everything that I eat. So excited about this one. This one I'll will be cautious about because I can actually fit my measuring spoon in here. So I won't overdo it. So 2 teaspoons of that. Then we're going to do 1 teaspoon of parsley flakes. Get all this closed up. 1 teaspoon of this. Okay. Half a teaspoon of the seasoning salt. I love Lawry's. That one's my favorite. It's so delicious. Pop the top off. Now this is, I mean, obviously this measuring spoon is 1 teaspoon, but I'm just measuring half. Sprinkle a little bit in there. Then we are going to do a half teaspoon of the onion powder. Okay, well that's not gonna fit in there. Onion powder is another one of my favorite seasonings, so sprinkle a little bit in there. And then finally, the cayenne pepper. There is no measurement for this. It's just however much you want, or if you don't want any in there, but I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit. Add a little spice. My husband and I both love spicy food, so I know that looks like a lot, but it's really not. All right, so there you have it. There's your mixture. Isn't that pretty? All those colors. It looks like fall in a bowl. Also my favorite holiday. All right, so now we're just gonna mix it all together. Ooh. Bless you. Jeez. I have some seasoning in my nose when I lifted the bowl there. Oh, Lord. All right. It was that cayenne pepper that got me. All right, so let's mix it up. All good. Scrape along the sides too when you're mixing, because as I'm doing it now, I can see a lot of my seasonings have gathered at the very bottom. So just gonna scrape along. Hate for somebody to get a chip full of just seasoning and not the actual dip. All right, and there you have it. There's the dip. And I'm gonna grab some chips real quick so we can try this. Like I said, you don't have to use chips to dip in here. It is also really good for vegetables. So if you're a healthy eater or whatever, you can cut up some bell peppers, broccoli, and just dip it in and go with it. So, but I got me some Ruffles because I love, my favorite as a kid growing up was Ruffles and sour cream and onion dip. So there we go. Let's see how it tastes. Y'all, this is so good. And I know we're not supposed to double dip, but I'm about to double dip. Yep, just did it. Y'all, it's so good. And as you can see, it only literally took me 10 minutes to do it with talking. So if you're not talking to anybody and just straightforward following the recipe, it might even take you less time. Also, before serving it, chill it for 2 hours in the refrigerator. That way the seasonings can really get in there and make their stand throughout the dip. But if you want to serve it right away, it's still just as good. It's really amazing. So I hope you enjoy this recipe. I hope you give it a try, and I also hope you subscribe and join me next week for another Whip It Up Wednesday, where we will be making homemade guacamole. So I'll see you guys next week. Bye.